changes his name. Exactly matches
Ryan McKnight,
9-month-old
what
son.
bitterness
So
can do
proud.
to you?
The singer shares his 9-month-old son with wife Leilani Mendoza. On Saturday, the Back at One singer, 54, announces that he has legally changed his name by sharing a photo on his Instagram of his newest album, which features a picture of his 9-month-old baby's face. So proud to introduce our son, Brian Keona Makoa Jr., he wrote in the caption, to the world with the release of my new album, lovingly created for him, Jr., because I am so proud to affectionately announce that I have legally changed my name to exactly match my legality, he explained. My legal name is now Brian Kanoa Makoa McKnight, Senior McKnight. Time lullabies the songs of fathers to his namesake, available now. So basically, he's no longer Brian McKnight. So then I guess that music doesn't exist anymore. Okay, cute baby though. Cute baby, I will not lie. But my grandkids are cute, but I'm not changing my name to Onyx Mitchell. No, I still have my identity, because I'm going to tell you something that I know. If you forget where you came from, how you know where you're going? A lot of us try and go and act like our history don't exist. Baby, your history is who made you what you was. So, Brian, when your music was at its best, the music that actually we loved, which now I know from reading about your history, you had a bad attitude, is not quite so appealing anymore. How can we listen to somebody sing about love that can't even give it to his kids? I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay, so, in addition to their son, the couple is already parents to son Jack and daughter Julia. McKnight is also a father to two sons, Brian Jr. and Nico, with ex-wife Julie McKnight, whom he was married to from 1990 to 2003. So he was married to this lady for 13 years. Okay? When he got spotted, that's who he was with. But when he made it big, he switched from this to this. And yes, I'm so sorry to my Caucasian brethren and sisterin. I see y'all just like y'all see me. But I'm going to speak my truth, because this is a message that needs to get out. You can't fake who you are just to please the world. Because, baby, they don't care. You are your reflection, sir. You are your reflection. This can be found in James 1:22 and 1:24. No, I am not a preacher, baby, but I do have certain things that stick out to me. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourself. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. James 1:22-24. Repeat. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. A lot of y'all around here don't even know who y'all are. A lot of y'all people who jump from relationship to relationship forget the one thing that you are, which is yourself. You are made in the image of God, okay? And you choose. And I'm sorry, but this is like an empty-headed message to y'all, because I did not have any time to gather my information. But I just feel that Brian McKnight not only let down his son, he let down his future kids, he let down the people who love his music, and he let himself down, because whatever hatred that he has that's eating away inside of him, he actually allowed it to prevent him from getting to know his son, who could have gifted him with so much knowledge before he left this planet. Because I'm going to tell you something, you can get a lot of knowledge from a person that's not going to be here no more. Because my mother passed, right? Before my mother passed, like, I was going through a very rough relationship. And I remember my mother saying to me, I used to go to my mama and talk to my mama. And my mama used to be home reading her word. And I never forget my mama telling me, baby, you don't believe anything. You know, because I was so crazy about this one guy. And she said, baby, you don't believe nothing till you see it for yourself. And those words brought me comfort. And it really, you know, it was like, I had to think about that, you know, like not going by what other people say, but what I know to be true and believing in myself and what this man done said to me. Now, true enough, I'm not with him today. And if I call him, I can get some money from him. Do he still want me? Yeah, but I don't want him because I don't like the path that he led. But the knowledge that my mother gave me is something that I would never forget. And that's a knowledge that I will carry into my future, because I would never accuse somebody of something unless I see it for myself, and then I will convict them. Okay? So I really wanted to touch bases on this. I'm not really even going to feed into this. I'll put a picture, and I can understand you falling in love with somebody new and she making you feel good inside. But Brian McKnight truly has proven that he is not tapped into himself, because he ain't tapped into himself, and he damn sure ain't got no relationship with God. I'm just going to tell you the truth, baby. He going to eat that. He going to eat that. I got one more article we going over because this is pissing me off. This is okay. Y'all know I like to share. I'm going to scroll all the way down, y'all, because I don't want to keep y'all like. We're going to look at don't let anger keep you from your children. Despite his smiling Instagram reels, Brian McKnight is seemingly holding a great deal of anger. We do not know what he's angry about, but the fact remains that he allowed his anger to keep him away from Nico. Baby, he gonna eat this on his bed. When it's time for him to meet the Lord, he gonna eat this. Black men, never let anger keep you from having a relationship with your children. Whether you are angry with their mother or with them, you need to understand that life is unpredictable. You never know what the day holds. You may think you have time to fix things with them, but tomorrow's not promised. Okay, babies? I know y'all angry. I know y'all passionate, but don't do it. When Nico, hold on, let me go back to the top. Bear here with me. Bear here with me, y'all. I'm trying to keep us under 10 minutes. I don't want us in here because this is Monday. The internet is mourning the passing of Brian McKnight's estranged son, Nico, after a brave fight with cancer. And let me just say that he wasn't estranged and he wasn't no bastard, because their parents was married. Okay? Get it right. Get the wording right. Whoever's writing these articles. Nico, who was only 32 years old, was a musician and photographer. His uncle Claude described him as one of those amazing kids who was quirky and curious and ridiculously talented. Hold on. It's been no secret that Brian McKnight had a fallout with his former wife, Julia, and how that disagreement extended down to their children. In 2024, he went so far as to call his children by her products of sin. Oh, there's a lot of different definitions, y'all, but this is the one I thought would be cuter. Definition of sin: missing of a mark or an aim, Romans 3:23. Overpassing or trespassing of a line. Falling where one should have stood upright, meaning when you know what you're supposed to be doing and you do the opposite, that's sinful. Failure to do what you know to be right, sinful. Iniquity, which is evil. Godliness, wickedness, unbelief, unrighteousness, unjustness, and ungodliness. So if Brian said his kids are products of sin, how? He married the mother. So what he can say is that maybe he was living a sinful life at that time. Maybe they was drinking and doing everything else they shouldn't have, and that's how the kids came. I don't know. But to say that they were a sin, no, they're not, because they was born under wedlock. So what it really is Brian McKnight is full of anger and hatred and bitterness from the last relationship, and that's what it is. But let me just go ahead and close this out. Don't leave misunderstandings unresolved. When Nico died, there must have been things that Brian wanted to resolve with his son. He will never again get that chance. The lesson here is simple but profound. Something that is so simple, it is almost embarrassing to write. Black men, do not leave things unresolved with your children. You may have a falling out with their mother, but those kids are still yours.
Thanks for tuning in.
I just wanted to touch bases with this. I'm not preaching tonight. I'm just here to touch bases with y'all, because at the end of the day, that was a young man with a talent. He loved his daddy and he tried to make it work. But that man went on to a new life, and he didn't see himself as the man that made them. He was now Momoa. He's whatever, Hawaiian or whatever. So this is Baby Girl 4-1 with a quickie. Y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. Negative or positive, I'm still gonna take it. Mwah.